What is it? It's a Kanabo. The Kanabo come. This is a true parentage. Can you keep quiet? This is a true parentage. This is a son, and this is a daughter. And they have issues. Now this one is going to be our chief campaigning manager. I'm going to speak to her, and then we are going to meet, and you find that she understands you, and you understand her, and when you agree, things will be able to. I've never seen a community which refuses the words of the father. So it seems you need to fight to see her, and then she becomes, we agree, we settle her issues, and I know when she gets well and you get her, we shall find a better way. But the daughter, your brother, was also doing well on behalf of the school and on my behalf. So you come to my office and him, and I speak to you this evening after here, and you give my minister and give me the reports. When they treat him, you give me the reasons why they treated him, but you must campaign here at these meetings. And you stand here until I finish the speech. Now, finally, I want to give you a message. Can I have total silence? I want to give you a very brief message on the students' government or governance in the school. Ladies and gentlemen, the Association of Students in the management of the school is one of the positive disciplinary devices gaining wide popularity in democratic countries. Can I have total silence? Can I have total silence from all sides? It is being realized that if a disciplinary program is to be successful, it must then have the support of the majority of the students. I want to thank you for supporting this, and this is a disciplinary device. And the support given, what I see from them, is in itself supportive enough. It communicates a lot to me, and I must intervene to see that the discipline is promoted. And that's why I've given you over 4 or 5 hours seated here. And I appreciate her, because there is a message sent in this case. The latest slogan in education is to obtain discipline in school, you must give freedom to the learners. And that's why you see them coming openly and tells me what she feels. And that's how discipline can be maintained in a given school. And I thank every one of you who enjoyed the freedom and who has used that freedom excessively well. Important to note, what is students' governance as we spent the whole day here? It is, Mr. Secretary and the team, let me catch for me some students from that side. Help me, even if by accident, even if you learned that thing by accident, even if you had a previous grudge, this time you don't need to use a camera. Just go and pick and give me one from this side where I'm facing. and other students, teachers who can be there. Even if there is a previous grad which did not end well, today it will end. We shall not keep lumens here and hooligans here. Now, while planning to participate in this governance, as we have already started, I want to invite you to these facts. 1, governance itself is a participation of the students in the matters concerning organization, administration, functions, and control through delegation of powers and responsibilities in the students' body. Students must know that whatever I want to do is a delegated responsibility, which must be done with a lot of consultation. One of the very important functions of the school is to give training to the future citizens through subjects, opportunities, settings, and activities that will fit them for successful adult life. Please note, whatever we are training you to do here has a bearing with the living, especially when it comes to your stage of maturity, and to help you to live that life. The school has to provide practice to the children in a democratic mode of life. It has to enable the students to become fit to live as well as fit to live with others. That's why I'm calling her. The art in this issue is that we must learn the art of living with others even when they have hurt us. Let me give you an example. Those who are playing TikTok with me, I sit with them and I'm the one paying them fees. And I know them, I'm in salary. And they are seated. You know what that takes? You must have an experience of living with bad people. You must have an experience. If I'm not born leadership, you cannot know all this. What is important is for you to be as careful as possible by insisting and doing the right thing, because you know you are surrounded by all the wrong people, and if you give them a chance, they will kill you in a minute. I therefore want to repeat by telling you what is required of this practice. I have told the students that while in this school, you must be able to fit, you must fit to live, as well as fit to live with others. Go home and interpret that statement. It is right. Such type of morality grows like a flesh and blood by what it feeds on. Therefore, the only substantial method of cultivating desirable qualities is a regime of activities which give repeated exercise of virtue we desire to develop. For successful working of the students' government in any particular school, it is necessary that the principal, which is in the meaning of the headmaster, as well as teachers, should have a clear picture of the objectives that the school has in adopting this system. In a democracy, good citizenship is a major objective of our education. What we are aiming at is to provide and to produce good citizenship. That's why we talk about morally upright, physical, socially, spiritually, and then we give a composed person who is also able to forgive at a point when he has been injured by people of that type. Ladies and gentlemen, good citizenship is composed of elements which must be produced and articulated. Among them, and the most important of them, include the following. If you are going in this process: 1, consider the knowledge of theory of democracy. You must go in this process with a lot of democracy, and you must try to convince your people to support you democratically, and I don't encourage you to fight. Even when there are issues, my main aim is to promote democracy and learn how to live with the people who do not love you. You will never work with the people who love you throughout. You are in school, but when you get a chance of living tomorrow, they put you in an organization when everybody does not love you. People live in a situation when even the mother and the children don't like the father, and the father cannot go anywhere and stays there. That's what I'm training you to do when you leave this world. Number two, as we are going for this process of governance, put into consideration the sentiments of law and order. Give me people who will be able to protect and preserve the law of order. Not those ones who only try to bypass and violate the laws because they're not finished. You have had serious examples where prime ministers, deputy prime ministers have been chased. And if we didn't learn from that, give me the same. You will see. You have wasted your time, but consider the sentiments of somebody's ability to have the preservatives of law and order in the system. 3, as you go for elections tomorrow, consider the intelligent respect for authority. Give me people who intelligently respect the authority. Short of that, not even a term, a month, a person will spend here and waste your energy. Please, these are values that you need to consider in this process as we discuss. Number 4, increasing self-direction and self-dependence. People who are not pushed, they must have the self-direction. They must have the will, the self-driven. You are seeing my team, which is doing this when I'm busy. I don't need to give any direction. They are passionate about what they are doing, and I will stay with them. Even when they finish school, I'll find where to put them. These are the people you should bring to leadership. When you bring those in the opposition, and what you need, the answer is very simple. They will not survive. I can respect the democracy, we shall swear them in, but having failed this one, at the same time I'll come and I tell you, I have indefinitely suspended them and the reason I'll leave them. Where and why would you have wasted your efforts? Consider those elements as you are going into the tomorrow's electoral process. Number 5, prudent leadership and intelligent followership. The followership should be important. Be important and let yourself know that you don't just follow anything. Follow people who can give direction and who can lead you somewhere. Don't just go for bandwagon. It is one thing for you to vote, and indeed you vote, and it is one thing for me to advise because I'm the head of the school and you are doing delegated responsibility. Therefore, consider where do you want your school to go? Where have we gotten this school? And also, another important thing is that you must be having the element of cooperation. That the leader you give must have the cooperation with the head and the management of the school. Short of that, I have had their manifestos here, they're telling you guys for your information. They can never move any step without having a proper coalition and support from this. Consider that. That when we send there, who will be able to negotiate? Who will be able to be seen? And then when somebody comes up with something, for your information, when I'm making promotions among the members of staff, I consult student leaders. I don't consult another person. In my casual talk with them, and for them they tell me casually, they don't know that I'm looking after something. I can set a question which is far away from their understanding, and they start revealing me to be a person. And by the time we finish the conversation I've done, and then make a paper. Those of you who have lived with them, have lived with for some time, they can tell. Because they make an assessment of the teachers, they make an assessment of this, and we are here because of you. And I will give you those words who will fit in this case. So cooperation with administration is an element that must not be underestimated. And finally, you must address yourself to the issue of the morals. Student leaders who are not morally upright, don't waste your time. With those few compliments, I wish you luck and I wish you the best in your electoral process.
Thank you very much, Katibi, for that big address. And we thank you for wishing us the best tomorrow as we go into the electoral process. The chairperson, electoral commission, electoral committee, by the way, not commission, Mr. Okero, we have, now that tomorrow we are voting, I request you to come and give a brief direction for tomorrow before I say that students home.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mawanda, the team leader, members of senior management team, my colleagues, the teachers, student leaders, our aspirants, the student community, good evening. I would like to thank the team leader for the words of wisdom shared here and for gracing this occasion and above all facilitating it. Thank you very much, team leader. The roadmap we've given you time and again. We are turning out towards the end. Actually, we are concluding it tomorrow. So tomorrow, our voting, it's electronic voting. I will require Henry here to say a word since I'm not an expert in the ICT. But what I would like to say is that I appreciate all of you for giving this candidate's audience. Without you, they would not have been here. So I appreciate the fact that you've given them audience to listen to them. So you vote wisely tomorrow, so that only the best of the best can win. I want to thank the aspirants for that bold decision to come out to offer themselves. Thank you very much for that. They will decide, and it's going to be free and fair. That one I want to assure you. Now, the voting, as we said the other day, is going to be per class. It will be a normal day for studies, but we shall pick a stream. They go and vote, come back. Beginning with senior 1, senior 2, in that order, up to senior 6. We are going to be voting in each cluster. You choose one person. Like you've seen here, in the cluster of Prime Minister, there are 2. You choose one. That has convinced you here. In the cluster of First Deputy Prime Minister, equally you choose one. If you choose both of them, then that vote is null and what? And void. Okay, in the interest of time, I want Henry here to guide how exactly is it going to be done. As a reminder, because this is the last time I have talked to you, it's going to remind you how it's going to be done, so that tomorrow you come. What I must also say is that it's not going to be optional. Come and exercise your civic duty. Come and vote. Do not let others decide for you who leads you. So it's going to be all of us participating. Come out and vote. So Henry, tell the school community how exactly the voting is going to be done briefly, so that we go home very late.
speaking. Tomorrow we are going to be using an electronic voting system. As you've seen the aspiring candidates, all of them are listed on the ballot. All of them are listed. Okay. All of them are going to be listed with their respective photos in a cluster, as he has said. You're going to be selecting one candidate, and then if there are 5, you have to select only one. And on all these candidates, it is a must you have to select from each cluster. Without you selecting each from each of the clusters, the form won't be submitted. Remember, after selecting all the candidates, at the end of the sheet, you'll be clicking the submit button. If you make a mistake, there will also be another option of clearing the form, then you repeat again. And that is exactly what you're going to be doing. So we are going to be starting at exactly 9, and I know by lunch or by 2, we'll be done with the voting. Everything that is going to be taking place is going to be projected in the library, such that you don't say that your votes have been maybe tampered with. Thank you for that.
Boys hostel remain behind. I therefore declare the campaign is closed. Open the exits and we go home. Boys hostel remain seated.